This is my last time with you, and I want to tell you again, even though we've not had face-to-face contact, I envision so many of those of you that I know. And even as I talk to the green light in my computer, I'm remembering the wonderful faces of so many of you at Derbyshire. I want to conclude by talking about our role as deacons as being servant ministers. In the book of Acts, when deacons were first appointed, they were appointed to be servant ministers. The apostle said, we have so much to do in terms of our study, in terms of the preaching that we have to do, so many other things. But there is a group in the church that desperately needs for somebody to minister to them. They were the Greek widows. In Jesus' time, widows were absolutely powerless. It was a man's world in the first century. A woman by herself had virtually no power in her life. What these Greek widows needed is the very same thing that the people in your church need today. They need somebody who comes to them as a servant of Christ. You and I, whether we know it or not, we represent Christ to people. The face of Jesus that they are going to see, whatever difficulties they're facing, whatever problems they're facing, the face of Jesus that they will see will be your face and my face. The voice that they hear from us will be for them the voice of Jesus. How do we look and how do we sound? Being a servant of Christ is no time to be strident. It's no time to be loud. It is a time to speak in the most caring way that we have, and to show in all of our body and in our face that we are with those people. The worst thing in the world, I think, sometimes is when somebody is physically with you, but not emotionally with you. Tracy Kidder wrote a book about a nursing home in the Boston area. So many people in the nursing home face dementia, but a man who had been married for 60 years, he faced the problem of having too much memory. His wife died. And when she died, he began to remember. When they were first married, she dropped a frying pan and he yelled at her. Throughout the 60 years of marriage, she had said to him, I would just love to hear you tell me sometimes that you love me. Well, I'm not that way. I just show my love, but I would just like to hear it. The last week before she died, She was unconscious. And he sat there. And over again, he said, I love you. As servants of Jesus Christ, what greater gift to give somebody than not only to show them, but also to tell them how much you love them.